What else can you share with
Jackson.
us that, would be of interest to an audience that's hearing about this for the first time?
We have been seeing stories around the world in just a short time that we've been sharing our products. And we officially launched on October 1st. That's when the products went public. And
This
we're
year?
getting stories.
This year, October 1st?
This year, yes, this year, October 1st, 2019.
Wow, so it's brand spanking new.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's brand new. We're getting stories from every corner of the globe where these products have landed and touched people's lives. And one story in particular, if I can spend about a minute or two here, is about a gentleman who's the village elder of a village in India who was bedridden for 6 months. Now, his local doctor there prescribed him to eat goat meat and said, "Oh, your inflammation will go away with goat meat." Well, that was given to him 6 months ago. So his family would prepare for him goat meat every day, and it just boggles the mind. So 2 days after our product landed on the ground in India, this young man that was the spearhead of this movement in India took the product that he got down to see this gentleman, went into the bedroom, made him a vanilla shake right there, and gave him an energy tablet. This was in the morning, and this man was basically on his back for 6 months on his bed, and his family had to they would have to take care of him, clean him up, and everything. Just we all can identify that this has happened to people, and it's a terrible thing for anybody to have to go through. Well, so after they gave him a shake and a pill, he told them, he says, I'm starting to feel pretty good. Then they gave him a second energy tablet in the middle toward the afternoon. And then what happened? About an hour and a half afterwards, he sat up. Well, he hasn't done that in 6 months. So, he sat up for a little bit, started moving his legs a little bit, which were stationary for God knows how long. Then he laid back down and went to sleep. The next day, the guys came back with the shakes and energy tablet. They gave him a shake and an energy pill. And about 2 hours later, they called me on video phone, and they said, "We want you to meet this man. His name is Mr. Sunil. He's been in bed. He just sat up." And I look at this gentleman, and his feet are dangling over the side of the bed. I said, "Okay." Then he looks at his wife was yelling at him over something to not get up or whatever it was, and he looked at her and batted her away, and the man stood up in front of my eyes, and then started walking around the room. And he hasn't done that in 6 months. Well, fast forward about a month now since the products landed over there. He's now walking every day. He walks up and down stairs, and he's back to doing what he was doing. He was responsible for taking care of his 93-year-old mother. He's back to doing that. So I haven't seen anything have this kind of an impact on people's lives. And that right there is a story that has gone around India to the point where the market, the orders that come out of India is the highest level of any in the company, and people here in the United States are just starting to find out about this amazing product. And what it does, and the amazing results that people are having is starting to go viral. We have ladies that have lost 30 pounds, ladies that have lost 20 pounds. There's a gentleman that I introduced to the company. He started on October 2nd. He's lost 45 pounds. Yeah, and
I think the thing that
people are feeling better. They're feeling better about their life.
Well, I think the thing I've noticed is it's so simple.
Yes.
It's a shake in the morning. It's the energy pill if you need a little pick-me-up. And really, if you just do those two things every day, you know, what I found in my own little self is after about a week on, you know, the shake in the morning, the pill afterwards, and stuff like that, I just started gravitating to some better choices. You know, rather than grabbing the bag of potato chips, you know, I was kind of, you know, looking for the carrots and the celery, and I mean, it was just weird. It's like, and there's certain things that I like, you know, something salty sometimes in the afternoon is really good, or with cheese or something like that. And you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just a placebo effect, and I'm wacky or something, but I just really like the experience. Now, the last thing I want to cover real quick, and then we got to cut Adam loose because he's in Las Vegas, and even though what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, he agreed to share these
Not the case here.
these items with us. But I do know that he's got some things going on this morning, and then we've got to get into some of our housekeeping. But I do want to mention one little tiny thing that's a personal experience on my part. You know, once again, read about it, discovered it from the press release about Adam's results on November 21st. Ordered it, got the first batch on the 23rd, started using it. Of course, my wife started seeing me using it, and she wanted some. So my first order, instead of lasting a month, lasted about 2 weeks. And, you know,
You got in trouble, didn't you?
I got in big trouble. And then all of a sudden, I placed another order, and because of the timing with it being a weekend and a sun, you know, just the way things are shipped and stuff in this country, we had a couple of days where we didn't have any shake. And not only did I get in the doghouse, but, you know, I picked up a pound. Because I was down about 7 pounds there for a couple days and stuff. And, you know, I tried to substitute some other shakes. But the key thing, and Adam, you know, he's very subtle with the way he says things. The key thing is if you look at the ingredients of a lot of products like shakes, you look at the sugar content. And there's some of these shakes out there that say they're, you know, healthy diet shakes, those kind of things. You look at the sugar content, and it's off the scales. I mean, it's incredible. The sugar content on Chiari shake is less than a gram. So, I mean, I think that's one of the key things. It's 120 calories per shake. But, Adam, I tell you what, I do really appreciate you getting up a little bit early for us and tuning in. You know, let us know if you like the results. Let Matt know. Let Jason know. Give me a call, 417-755-0700. Once again, you can get more info on Chiari at midwest.chiari.com. And, Adam, thank you. I'm so grateful you tuned in. If I don't talk to you again, you guys have a wonderful Christmas.
Oh, Tony, I got to tell you, I'm very proud of you and your wife for the steps that you take, you know, to help your health and to help others. And I commend you for that. We're here about helping others and changing lives, and that's a big mission of yours.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're all about. But anyway, hey, I'm seeing one sign here that you are not familiar with, but I know we're going to make a commercial break. So thank you again, and have a great holiday.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Adam. All righty, I see the golden microphone. That must mean
it's time for a commercial. All right, and Jay's already got me over there. Hey, everybody, welcome to the producer's desk here at Axe Television Network. We are so glad you decided to join us and watch Tony's show, The New Gold Standard. Now, today, usually I talk about naturalsolutionstore.bz. Still, check that place out. Go on there. There's all kinds of natural supplements, and I'm sure that 99% of them would be beneficial to you. So, but today on this show, I'm going to talk about axemediagroup.com. You can go online to axemediagroup.com. There's plenty of stuff to check out. There's also an article by Jim Whining about what we do here at Axe Ministry and Axe Media Group, Axe Television Network, etc., etc. So another thing that you might not know is you can help to support us on axemediagroup.com. There's a donate button specifically for that. Or, I mean, if you want to just go to axemediagroup.com/please-donate. No gift is too small and no gift is too large. It takes money to do what we do, and we want to continue to do this and continue to grow our network. So go online. You can do monthly gifts, or you can do just a one-time gift. It's PayPal. And if you want to pay in another way, you can get in touch with us. There's a way to contact us on there. So go online to axmediagroup.com and click that little donate button and help us out. Or just click through there and read, and also share this with your friends. And as always, please like and share our videos, and go onto our YouTube channel and subscribe, and make sure that you get notifications so you know anytime we're live. So with that being said, please help us out. We would appreciate every little bit that we can get. Back to you, Tony.
Thank you, Matt. That's a great message there, and I will tell you from what I see, the Acts Ministry has some wonderful ministries inside the ministry. There's the one for veterans. There's several that are just doing some incredible things here, some on a local basis and some on a global basis. So, I'm very grateful for my ability to work with Acts Ministry. And speaking of money, now it's time for the next lesson on stewardship. And remember last week we started a whole new course. This was a short course. There's only 4 lessons. This second lesson is right here, the devotional in front of me. Let me see, what is it titled? Money Scriptures Every Christian Should Know. Okay. So this one is, Christians ought to be the most thankful people. We are recipients of grace, loving kindness, and salvation we didn't earn. How can we respond to the generosity God has showered on us? We give. While there may be some differences of opinion about how and where to give, excuse me, the Bible is very clear that giving is something Christians should participate in. It's part of our DNA. Jesus has promised that when we give, we store up treasures in heaven. That's Matthew 6:19 through 20. We have no idea what those treasures are, but it is fascinating to consider that our giving will be honored by God in a place we've never seen before. With or without reward, giving is a spiritual discipline. We find that those who are faithful in their giving are transformed into the likeness of Christ, the one who gave all he had, emptying himself and becoming a servant. And that's Philippians 2:7. God will provide. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. The Bible teaches us that God will provide. However, until we give, there we go. Easy for me to say. However, until we give, it will be very difficult to appreciate that truth. When we look around, we'll discover those who have tasted the faithfulness of God are often those who have given sacrificially. Giving is part of our Christian mission. As we increase our giving, much good will be done in our lives and around the world. And then this prayer, we'll offer this prayer to God. Lord, I want to see your work continue in the world. I want to bring more light, more joy, and more love into the world. And so I offer myself and all my resources to you. Show me how to give. Show me how to serve. In Jesus' name, amen. Wow. That was pretty powerful devotional. I don't know how that makes you feel, but and that wasn't planned, by the way. That wasn't, it just happened the way it did with Matt, talking about the ministry and so forth. But that looks like that was based on Acts 20 through 35. And then next week, although I don't know if we're going to have a show next week, because next week is Christmas Day. I'll have to hear from Mr. Matt and Mr. Jason and Jim Whining and see what we're doing there and stuff like that. But we still have 2 more lessons in this stewardship course, which we will continue in the next 2 shows. And speaking of shows, we're kind of running out of time fast, so let me jump into the other little housekeeping things that we like to do. Hopefully you liked that devotional. I thought that was pretty powerful. And as far as the price updates, now these are as of 9:38 a.m. Gold is at $1,478 an ounce. Silver is at $1,707 an ounce. Whoop, I misspoke. Silver is at $17.07 an ounce. Platinum is at $9.35. Palladium, which has been on quite a run lately, is at $1,944 an ounce. And then rhodium is over $6,000. It's at $6,040 an ounce. And then these next few are based on pounds. Copper is $2.78 a pound. That's $2.78. Nickel is $6.31 a pound. Aluminum is 79 cents. Zinc is $1.05. Lead's 86 cents. And uranium is $25.55. Crude oil is $60.46 a barrel. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 19.5 points this morning so far. It's at 28,286.73. So, you know, part of our mission here at the New Gold Standard is to share with you some ideas on alternative assets so that it's not just things that deal with fiat currency. You know, anytime you're dealing with fiat currency, the value of that currency and the supply is kind of at the beck and call of the government that issues that currency. And that's why we like to talk about the gold and the silver and stuff, because it's not so much dictated by the beck and call of a government. I mean, it's a global source of money that's been around for about 5,000 years and has, you know, quite a track record and so forth. But that's one thing we like to do, is talk a little bit about the prices of some of these. I will tell you that there's a lot of stories coming out right now, as you might imagine, about the ultimate gold price forecast for 2020, the silver price forecast for 2020. I mean, everybody's kind of gearing up for this segue into the new year. So I'm sure that in the next couple of shows, I'll have a couple of videos or interviews that will, you know, be based on that. Let's look at my other source for information here that I really like. Let's see if Egon has printed anything here lately. Oh, they are talking about the gold price 2020 Vision and Beyond, as I said. Egon's most recent article is Sell the NASDAQ and Buy Gold. And, you know, if you're ever hearing the broadcast and I throw out something like that and either I don't go on and read it or, excuse me, anything like that, you're always welcome to go to my page on Facebook. It's called The Gold Affiliate. And what I try to do is during the week, as I come across some of these articles that I think are interesting, and you know, a lot of them are in favor of gold and silver, but I mean, I try and be fair and send articles that are just about gold and silver. So I mean, you'll see ones in there when things aren't going so well and stuff like that, just to kind of keep everybody informed. But that's the Gold Affiliate at Facebook. So you can go in there and kind of see not only some of the more recent articles that I just went over, but the ones I've put in over the last couple of months. And there's some good ones in there. I mean, there's a lot of people that are looking at these markets and are looking at the $23.1 trillion of debt we have. You know, you can go to debtclock.org, and yesterday I was putting together an email that I was going to send out to everybody, and I went to it because part of the email was quoting our current debt as a country, and I went to debtclock.org, and it was over 23.1 trillion. And so anytime you want to check on that, debtclock.org is a good source for that information. It's kind of interesting to think about. I mean, if you think about $23.1 trillion, that's a lot of money. And I think when you start factoring in some of the other things that this government has to take care of, I mean, there's the Medicare, there's Social Security, you know, there's a lot of these programs that aren't included in that number. So, you know, there's a lot of people that think that you throw on another $20 trillion because of those entitlement programs. And, you've got a ambitious goal for the government. I don't envy these folks that are in office or soon will be in office and their task, because, I mean, they're in a tough spot. They need to obviously hope for folks to vote for them. But on the other hand, at some point, they're going to have to make some difficult calls as far as, taxes. I mean, think about it. The only way that somebody can pay off that debt is they need to start, drawing a line in the sand, so to speak, and generating some revenue to offset that. And, right now in the United States, we have probably one of the most generous tax rates we've seen in a long time, and especially when you compare us to other countries. So I do have a lot of clients that are, if they haven't already, they're looking at, converting IRAs to Roth IRAs. A lot of people don't like that because you have to settle up with the government. I mean, if you've had a tax-deferred IRA now for 20 years, a lot of, all of that is been going in pre-tax, and the growth has never been taxed. So if you want to convert that to a Roth, I mean, there's a formula, and if you ever need help stepping through that, let me know, give me a call. But you basically do the conversion, and you settle up with Uncle Sam, and then the balance goes into a Roth IRA. And the reason why that's important is when you put money in a Roth IRA, it still grows tax deferred, but down the road, when you start to take out income, it is tax-free. And a lot of you that are with companies that have 401ks, a lot of companies have added a Roth 401k option to their 401k. So, they have your normal contribution with the match sometimes, and then they've added this Roth 401k version. So I would encourage you to, take a look at that and see if it's, something that would benefit you. But there again, down the road, when you go to take income out of a Roth device, be it an IRA or a 401k, it'll be tax-free. And there's other vehicles out there that can create tax-free income. For example, from my background, it's in insurance, and there's a couple of permanent life policies like Index Universal Life, even whole life in some cases, where you can not only have a life insurance policy, but you can have the ability down the road to start basically making withdrawals, which a lot of times they're going to consider loans, but because of the way it's structured, they'll be tax-free. So that might be, something to think about. In fact, over my desk this last week, one of my favorite companies came out with a new product called WealthCare. And I got to tell you, this product is I'm paying a lot of attention. I was just talking to one of my best agents yesterday afternoon, and he and I were kind of going over the features and benefits. And this is a product where it's a single premium universal life. So the next time you're sitting there thinking about going down and getting a certificate of deposit, for example, if you're less than 85 years old, you might think of something like this, because you could, let's say you had, let's say you had $50,000 and you put it into something like this. First off, you would buy more than $50,000 of life insurance, and there's a tremendous amount of benefits that go with having the life insurance. Anything it would grow with as far as compounding would be tax deferred. This particular product also had a couple of options in there to index options that aren't in their other products, and some of them were pretty hefty. I mean, as far as their potential and stuff. So you got the ability to grow your money, tax deferred money, and then the other thing that caught my eye was they have a chronic illness and a terminal illness feature, which if you became chronically ill or terminally ill, you could have money come out to on a monthly basis that would help you to pay for the medical bills and stuff. And here's the key. it was structured in a way that, unlike a lot of the like long-term care policies and so forth, it was not based on where you would have to submit your receipts and have a reimbursable type format. In other words, it would be structured to where you could, have your benefit established, and then when the time came for you to start using the benefit, let's say, for example, your policy would generate, $1,500 a month in a benefit. Then in this example, since it's not reimbursable, they would cut you a check for $1,500 and send it to you or your bank account or wherever you wanted it sent and stuff like that. So it's just a really neat, convenient way to actually receive the benefit. Because I got to tell you, from my experience with my dad and some of the other senior citizens in my world, clients and stuff, when you get to the point where you're chronically ill or terminally ill, the last thing you want to be doing is gathering up all your receipts for the month and then, scanning them and emailing them to an insurance company so you can get your benefit or your check, let's call it. And so, anyway, without rambling on more about that and so forth, I know that we've had an excellent year with some of the things we've been talking about. Gold is up very, very high for the year. Silver has been up. I know back in April when I really started recommending it, gold was at $12.71 an ounce, and we just read, it's $14.80 or so this morning. Silver was at $12 an ounce. Now it's up to $18 an ounce. I mean, it's been a very, very good year for folks that are, dealing with these alternative assets. And we think that, 2020 is going to be even more rewarding and has some great potential. As we've said before, the views expressed on this show are not from Axe Media Group or Axe Ministry. They're from yours truly. But I would say if you do not have some gold and silver in your portfolio, you need to. And, most of the big pundits out there, the talking heads and stuff, folks that, seem to know what they're talking about because they manage billions and billions of dollars, think it should be somewhere between 5 to 10%. I have some clients that do have 5 to 10%. I have a few clients that have more. It's kind of it gets to a point of being a personal value, I guess. But I would encourage you to do that. You're always welcome to reach me at 417-755-0700. You can email me at tony@thegoldaffiliate.com. We also have a lot of information at www.thegoldaffiliate.com. And if you're still lacking a Christmas gift for that special person in your life, at thegoldaffiliate.com, there is a store. And when you first go to the website, I think it says Shop Here. There's a menu if you click up in the top left, and you can kind of see the different categories. There's jewelry, and there's dealer direct pricing, and a few other selections and stuff. But I will tell you that in the jewelry section, some of the items are very, very neat. I just had a agent of mine down in Laredo, Texas yesterday. He spotted a watch in there that had some gold and silver in it, and it was a Texas watch, ladies design, and it was only like $200. And so his name's Jeff. Jeff was getting one for his wife, and was thrilled with the finding it and then the value and stuff like that. There's also the dealer direct pricing. Way to tell you, if you haven't explored that yet, you need to, because it is very, very good as compared to some of the other venues where you can go and get gold and silver and things like that. I'm getting all kinds of signs from Mr. Matt over here that we are fast approaching our time. How much time we have left?
Like a minute.
A minute? What can we do in a minute? We could sing Christmas carols. We could do Christmas dances. If you haven't watched Elf,
You should go ahead and sing Christmas carols right now.
I'm singing. I'm on a radio show, and I'm singing.
Okay, all right, that's enough of that.
I got to tell you, my family and I, our favorite Christmas movie is Elf. And if you
It
haven't,
was a pretty funny movie.
oh gosh, it's hilarious. And we've got our other favorites. In fact, last night my wife and I were sitting there, and we realized we hadn't watched "It's a Wonderful Life" yet this season, so we got that on the docket. But thanks for your viewership. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all of your ideas, thoughts, your support for Axe Media throughout 2019. If we can do anything, just give us a shout at 417-755-0700. And with that, I think that we are done here today. Have a wonderful, glorious, and safe holiday season, and thank you very much. We'll see you guys later.